How do I deal with communication in a possibly anxious, avoidant relationship? I can already tell this one is good. When we first got together, I fear that we accidentally love-bombed each other. Love-bombed. I felt like replies started to take longer. The flirting and sweet messages came less and less. I can see the wheels in your brain turning already. I, 28 female, am really struggling to communicate with my partner, 31 male. How do I deal with communication in a possibly anxious, avoidant relationship? I can already tell this one is good. For context, my partner and I have been in a somewhat LDR. We're from different countries, but it's a 30 to 45 minute flight depending on the airport. We've been together for 8 months and really see a future together where I hopefully move to his country. When we first got together, I fear that we accidentally love-bombed each other. Love-bombed. That's a new phrase.
I think it's been around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe with the cool kids. I'm old. Couldn't get enough of each other, immediately replied to text, flirted with each other all the time. 2 months into dating, we met each other for the first time. We had a good time, but after I got back home, I felt things slowly shift, where we couldn't stop saying, I loaf you?
I love you, maybe.
Before we met? Oh, we didn't want to say love until we met in person. That's smart. I'm the one who ended up saying it when we said goodbye at the airport.
They sound so young.
That was like me. I said the L word before you did. Yeah. Then I wanted to say it when I came back home and we knew we feel it. We don't have to say it all the time. I felt like replies started to take longer. The flirting and sweet messages came less and less. But whenever I bring up with him how that makes me feel, he gets defensive and unintentionally dismisses and invalidates my emotions by explaining why I shouldn't be feeling that way. But when I ask him for reassurance, it's, Sai, babe, everything is fine. I still want you. I don't know what you want from me right now. So I've told him multiple times. All I need is intent, some reassurance without me having to ask. All I need is the little update, the little message that something made him think of me, the little flirtatious text, because it massively calms down that nagging voice in my head that says something is off and spends 24/7 trying to decipher and make sense of it. This nagging voice, is that like something that women have? I can see the wheels in your brain turning already. How can I gently but clearly get through to him without making him feel like a failure or like he can't do anything right while still clearly expressing my needs?
Leave him. Just kidding. I think that there's so many miscommunication at so many levels. I understand where she's coming from because flashback to our situation, like in the past, where I think the problem lies where he set up the standard like too high in the beginning and not having that consistency with her going forward into the relationship. And I think most men have this, right? Like this honeymoon stage. And then most women also held the men like up to that standard. Right. And it's this like chasing of expectation while the other party is like lowering like the expectation. So they both go in the reverse direction. I think how to fix this problem is for her, first of all, obviously you can't go back and be like, hey, you need to keep up with this like high demands energy of doing sweet thing to me, for me all the time, you know. If she really wants to be in this relationship and keep it going, she needs to ask herself, what is it that will make me feel loved? And she has to be able to name it very clearly for him to do those things for her. Because clearly it seems like he's kind of trying, but he just, in his head, it's like anything I do, like it's not enough for her to satisfy her needs, you know. That's where he's coming from. And I think for her, it's like, well, you're not doing enough, like to make me feel love, butterflies and all these things, right? And then so he scratches his head. It's like, I don't know what you want, right? And she's like, also scratching his head. Her head is like, scratch each other's head. Like
simultaneously.
Lost my train of thought. But
there's like synchronized swimming and there's synchronized scratching. Nice.
She's then wondering like, why do I have to tell you what to do when you know how to do, you know, these things before, right?
Yeah.
So I like an example, if what makes her feel love is if she get him to buy her roses every day. something like that. If her love language is like act of kindness, right?
Yeah.
Or if she feel love through hugging, she can ask him, well, I need you to hug me every day, once a day, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a actionable like request that he can actually conquer. Then that make him like a positive reinforcement too, because that make him feel like, okay, like I know how to please her, or like I know how to make her feel loved. And then she can obviously add on to the list of things that will make her feel loved, right? But it has to be reasonable. Give example, like us when we first dating, like
Uh-oh.
I also fell into this illusion of like, oh, if he loves you, he should do all these like sweet gesture without you having to tell him. And we had big arguments about that too, right? Well, why don't I get like roses? I believe you asked, do you want anything for like Valentine's Day? And I'm like, oh no, like that's okay, I don't want it. But deep down, like I want some kind of gift, to like a gesture to be like, oh, you know, he appreciate me. But like a couple of Valentine went by, like I didn't get nothing. We argued about it. I'm like, why didn't you just buy me a flower or a rose just out of your own action without having me to tell you what to do, right? You said something along the line like, okay, like if I were to buy you flower every day, would that make you feel loved or feel like, you know, appreciated? And he bought me flower the next day or something. And I got the flower and I thought to myself, it's not that important to me. Like I didn't want the flower. It wasn't the flower. It was just the idea that he appreciate me if he buys me the flower. But then like over time I learned that what makes me feel love is getting hug from him. And that's probably why I use those examples. I feel love by getting hug from him. And not necessarily flowers or gift. I actually don't, you know, really need to get gifts from you. And ever since, we never really like do gifts. Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, not really. Like, and I'm okay with that because I find things that make me feel loved and I clearly communicate to him like, okay, I need you to do this and this. Like, for example, hug me when I'm feeling down, or like, I need you to help with the chores that make me feel loved, or something like that. And I think for her, sorry, I'm rambling for so long.
No, go ahead.
But I think for her, she needs to come up with a list of things that make her truly feel loved, and not just because society say so, not just only the list of items that you can show off to the world and be like, oh, you know, he did XYZ for me. Because if those doesn't really have meaning to you or to OP, then OP will not necessarily feel that genuinely. Mm-hmm. That would be my advice to her. If she wants to be in the relationship, she needs to figure out what exactly that she needs from him, mm-hmm. and actionable things, and not just like, oh, I just need you to be sweet. Like, how that's very vague. It's mm-hmm. hard to like define.
Oh, I love your perspective. Yeah. By the way, if you're new here, I am Kuya E, or older brother E, and this is my lovely wife Nu. And welcome to the Malusog YouTube channel. This channel is about having honest conversations about relationships, life, and growth. So from what it seems like to me, this couple, they've been together for a bit, but then after a while, that fades. Mm-hmm. And then she's expecting him to continue to do the cutesy things, but he's not doing so much. And then then she has this nagging voice that I feel like a lot of women have, at least in my experience.
He said she have like nagging, or she feels like voice. She's nagging him a lot.
Is he committed? Is he just as committed to me as before? You mentioned that a lot of guys are like this.
I think no, I meant like in the initial stage. Like it's a normal progression, you know, where the guy's trying to win the girl. They're doing all these things that trying to show the girls like, oh, you know, like you're special, right? Mm-hmm. You are this special person. And I think a lot of guys after that stage, they probably felt like, oh, I've conquered this challenge or this game already, so I won the trophy, so I don't need to put any more effort. I think in a lot of situations it's like that. Not all. I think some guys are consistent with being who they are from beginning to end, but like most guys, they tend to do that.
I've done that before. I've done that in our relationship too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a conscious thing. Maybe this idea that once you get settled down or once you get married, people, and again, including like myself, back then, it's like a maintenance mode thing. Maintenance mode meaning that you stop doing the cutesy things, the flirtatious thing that used to be done during the chase period. So you're right. At least as from my experience, as from the guy's perspective, whether it's conscious or not, I think that's true.
And I think it's totally okay. It's nice if the guy continue to, you know, chase you in that sense. However, also understand that once you become a partner in a relationship for a while, those things kind of have a lot less of a meaning to the relationship. Even if you continue to do those things, but the relationship doesn't develop into a certain level, like it becomes boring things, you know?
Yeah.
I think what needs to happen is maybe they haven't really connect or move past this cutesy stage, or at least she's still in it, or I don't know.
What's the word for it? Honeymoon stage.
Honeymoon stage.
I think you used that phrase, yeah. Honeymoon phrase is a better term.
And so I think she's still not over the honeymoon stage, but he's kind of like curled up in a corner, it seemed like, and not wanting to come out. And I think what needs to happen is they both need to develop a deeper relationship in the relationship, the next stage of the relationship. That means build like true connection, not just this, I love you, you make me feel butterflies stage, you know, needs to be like deeper stage. Like deeper stage where you talk about life goals, where you talk about struggles you're going through, or like how you overcome those struggles, or like little things in your mind, like things that you thought about, things that bothers you. Those will truly bring you like close together. Like I think that their relationship need to step onto that.
We laughed about the female nagging voice that the poster is referring to at some point, maybe mid, like after the honeymoon phase, or maybe that when that starts to end, to transition to whatever the next phase is. There's this voice whispering like, oh, is he committed to you, or is he like, what? Why do you think that's there? Have you experienced that?
Oh yeah. Like throughout my relationship, even with you sometime.
Yeah.
Like every time we go through certain stage in life, you kind of like, I think I know what's going on. When the girl is ready to move on to the next stage, what the guy does is avoidance, or like they don't want to commit. What I meant commit is like commit to big things like buying house, buying car, or like moving forward to like, or moving forward to like the next stage of relationship. And she sounds like she's ready for that.
Sure.
Maybe she's not very clear in her communication, but she sounds like she's ready to go further than just the honeymoon stage. She's looking for something, but she doesn't know it.
Would you use the word commitment? Is that what?
I think so. Like
another word?
Like another level of commitment in the relationship, right? Like he's doing the withdrawals, like, you know, his withdrawal from the relationship while she's trying to like be like trying to make this work. Like, what's going on? Why aren't you moving forward with me, right? In this relationship. And now she's questioning. This is the stage where the girl or the woman in the relationship is like questioning, like, how much am I willing to stay in this relationship and wait it out? How committed is this guy? Or like all of these questions, like, is he a good match? Like, I'm trying to pull him so hard, but he's not coming along with me. Like, should I stay or should I just leave it? There's gonna be that, you know, thinking probably throughout the relationship when it comes to like moving up in stages in the relationship, if the guy's just having resistance like every time.
It's almost like different goals, almost. Like, definitely from the guy's perspective, back then when I had, you know, a lot of guy friends, we talk about things like getting the girl, or we talk about a girl that is of interest to us. But maybe girls get more excited about the commitment phase. Like, you don't really, do you get excited about the chase part?
Oh yeah, like I mean, it's still part of the nice emotion that we like. But I think in a girl's perspective, the way we move is like a linear like that. So beginning stage, okay, deeper, and then like commitment. Like every stage or every decision that you have to make as couple, it's like a form of commitment, right? But I think with guys in general, guys are afraid to commit, and
Always
then
exceptions to the rule. But
and then even like small things that is relate to like the idea of commitment, like they don't want to do it, and then that's why there's so much like fight.
One of the things that's like always fresh in my mind is the house that we live in now. For some reason, when we first moved to here, Vegas, we're originally from Sacramento, California. One of the main purposes to move here was to buy the house. I was just super resistant to the idea. Very, very resistant.
I had to fight him so hard for this house.
Many arguments. I'm so glad we did it though.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's maybe speaking for myself, I think it was just a form of commitment that I was just like terrified of. I don't know why.
Yeah. I told him, okay, if you're not ready to buy a house, that's okay. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, like verbatim. I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't say I was going to break up with him. I just told him like, well, this is what I'm going to do. Do you want in or not?
Yeah. No, but that definitely started to motivate my behavior. For sure.
He got a loan approval the next few days.
Yeah. When we got the house, the day that we got the keys, that's when I proposed to you.
Proposed, yeah.
Yeah. But thinking back, I don't know why. I think maybe it's because, fear of commitment. I just didn't think, maybe I just didn't think I was ready to be committed man. I don't even know. It's a weird, weird situation.
It's probably your guys' biological way of thinking. I don't know.
Yeah,
but then, that tend to be a lot of the resistant in relationship, like from the beginning and every step of the way, all the way until the guy has gained like enough experience or has grown into more of a man than a boy.
But I think from the different friends I've had, different couple friends I've had, family, maybe you would agree, this isn't like a unique thing. Like it's kind of like a common thing. Where, again, always exceptions to the rule. It's a common thing where, assuming if the woman in the relationship, strong woman, knows what she wants, there's always these, I don't want to say ultimatums, but conversations like this. Like the girl brings up an opportunity to become more committed, and then it's the guy normally having to change his behavior, update his behavior.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of women, they want to see the potential in the guy that they're dating. Like, for example, this girl, she doesn't want to leave the relationship, right? She want to make it work, but she's just at her wit end. Is that the right?
At her wit's end, yeah.
She's still searching for a way to make it work. And I think that if a woman knows how to navigate this through until this boy becomes a man, obviously, if he is someone who is open for change, then he can still become a man that you were looking for. But again, that's still super rare. A lot of guys stay in that stage and just kind of drag that throughout their life. Right. I've seen a lot of that too. It's up to the girl's like decision. Okay, I can either like move away from this guy or like try to make it work like that. Do
you think that if we use the word commitment, do you think maybe for this couple, maybe for a lot of guys and girls, maybe to guys it means a certain thing, to girls it means a certain other thing? Because with guys, at least, again, speaking for myself, maybe it's, getting the girl, and then there's a lot of these assumptions like, oh, well, we're good now. We're good. I mean, I chose you, that type of thing. But for the girl, it seems to be, there's more than that. There has to be like a transition into commitment. Like at that point, just because she's with you doesn't mean that you, the guy, have proven commitment, is what I'm getting at. Is that, do you think that's why
I think sometimes the girl doesn't even know it too, meaning like,
of course a lot of this is not on a conscious level, but
like the whole commitment things that I'm talking about. On average, I think people think commitment is like, oh, I'm dating you now, I'm committed to you. That's
what I thought for a long time.
Yeah. I'm married to you, which means I'm committed to you.
That definitely too.
So like big milestone is what they consider commitment or like commit to the other person, right? But I think on average, people, women and men, they kind of don't really view the little things that you do every day is a commitment. Like, and I think that's where all the issues like lies. And all of that build up to the big milestone, right? For example, if we are talking on the honeymoon stage, it's easy to feel good and go into commitment of boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Once we are girlfriend and boyfriend stage, now here comes the little commitment every day, right? Like maybe put more intention in communicating with the other person, or put more like effort in making the other person feel seen or loved every day. And it could be little things like, how are you? How's your day at work? Let's talk about how you're feeling today. Things like that, right? And those are all like put in the closet. Like they don't talk about it anymore. They're not aware of it. Girls are a little bit more aware of those emotional things. And her passage is still like going forward, like still doing her own commitment things, versus the guy is not, but then they both still don't know, they're not on the same page. And those little things then determines the big milestone, like getting married or like buying a house together or things like that. And because they don't make the small commitment every day, that's already so much resistant to the big commitment, especially for the guy, right? Yeah, like if they don't even want to commit every day to the woman that they're with, how does that reinforce the feeling of them making even bigger commitment, like getting married or buying a house together, something like that? Yeah.
So you brought up the idea of different milestones to show commitment. I think maybe from the guy's perspective, it's maybe a more logical timeline. So boyfriend, girlfriend, commitment. We get married, commitment. A house, commitment. We have kids, commitment. Done. You also said that it's not like those are not commitment, but it's just those things aren't like full commitment. There's things in between, like a daily choice, maybe how the relationship feels day to day.
What I'm saying is like the small commitment every day is what will determine if those big milestones will ever happen, you know? And I think that maybe guys are not as good at doing those commitment in the smaller level because they don't directly see that those affect the bigger like milestone, like commitment. And not just affect in a sense that they themselves will, like the small commitment also will make them decide if they want to be in it or not too in the big milestone, like commitment. Does that make sense? But not only that affect them, but their partner also, like the woman. Like let's just say that if you are not a very good boyfriend, right? But you think because you asked her out, now she's your girlfriend, now you have a label, now you committed to her, and that's enough, right? You dated for maybe 4 or 5 years and you're like, okay, now I'm ready to, most of the time not, but the guys will be like, okay, now I'm ready to marry her, right? And you propose and she say, no, I don't want to marry you. You're like, what the F, right?
Yeah.
It's because those little no commitments, like every day that you're with her for the 4 years, that also allowed her to make her choices too, you know, like that allowed opportunity for her to decide, like, do I want to commit to this guy who can't even do like small commitment every day? Why would I want to commit to him for such a big thing in my life? If you're a level-headed woman, you're probably not going to commit to the guy, right? Because of that reason or of those reasons.
Yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this. We talked a lot about different things on this channel for the past year, but recently I realized the thing that took me the longest to learn and was the hardest to learn, but I think also was the most satisfying to learn, was how to relate to women, and more specifically still learning every day how to have a healthy relationship with a woman, demonstrate commitment, trying to be the guy that she would choose, and then I would also choose her too. Because it's like clear to this poster's boyfriend, and I feel like a lot of guys, It's like women speak this different language when it comes to romance, and it's very subtle.
You know what? I think what you did really well was asking important question too, because I was just as lost as her. Like, oh, how come you don't do like sweet stuff for me? Right? Things like that. But if you ask me a question like, is the flower really that important to you? If I buy this flower for you, will then that make you feel love, right? And I kind of like question that to myself too. Like, do I really, really want that flower? Do I really, really want that flower? Is it really, really going to make me feel like he loved me like more? You know, asking myself those questions also allow me to ask myself question like, okay, then what is it that will truly make me feel loved by this guy, right? So yeah, like the guy still have to lead too in some sense, but mostly she has to know what exactly that will make her feel loved. Yeah.
Well, thanks for recognizing that I did that.
You're welcome.
I think a lot of guys don't realize how close you are to an even more committed relationship. Just the fact that she's giving you crap for it, it means like, dude, like this is your opportunity if you can just figure it out. And like you said too, I think good questions help. And even though she's the one bringing up that she isn't 100% satisfied with the current arrangement, it doesn't mean she knows what it is too. It doesn't mean she knows how to put it into words. And, you know, it doesn't have to be her fault too. That's an opportunity to just ask. Maybe a good question for him to ask her would be like, okay, I do want to make you feel loved. During what time period or what things did I used to do that made you feel most love? Maybe just start there and kind of just figure out together what exactly that it is, because he clearly doesn't know. And then they might be surprised to find out there's maybe just a handful of things. But like if you can find the handful of things that make the highest impact, like the physical touch for you, quality time, words of affirmation for me, here and there. I don't need it as much, I think. Then you're on a good way. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts. Go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, and comment below. We'd love to hear from you.